Grand Rising, my family. This is your girl Mel B, and you're tuned in to the one and only Morning Kickstart on Lux Radio Network. Today is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday, which means we're choosing joy on purpose. Whether you're celebrating a big promotion, folding the last load of laundry, or just managing to take a deep breath, it all counts. Everything matters. Today, we're slowing down enough to notice the light, speak it out loud, and clap for each other. So get your coffee, center your crown, and let's step into Tuesday with gratitude and glow. All right, everyone. Once again, Grand Rising, your morning affirmation goes as follows. I celebrate every step I take. My journey matters, and so do I. This affirmation reminds us that progress is measured in motion, not milestones. Even if you don't feel there yet, you're already on the road. Speak it into the mirror, post it on your desk, and let it remind you that what you're doing is enough and you are enough. All right, our word of the day is momentum, the strength or force gained by motion. In a sentence, she didn't wait until she felt ready. She moved with momentum and let her confidence catch up. Momentum builds when you start. Don't underestimate the power of a single step repeated daily. No matter what, you keep going forward. Our urban word of today is glowing up. It means leveling up in looks, mindset, career, or style. An example is after launching her business, Sis was glowing up. Energy, income, spirit, all were aligned. It's not just about the athletes. It's about evolving into the version of yourself that shines the brightest. So keep glowing up, y'all. All right, we're going to get into our news headlines for this morning, starting with New York. City officials roll out expanded subway safety teams after rider complaints. Heat wave continues with September closing as one of the warmest on record. Public schools begin flu and COVID-19 vaccine campaigns. In Atlanta, MARTA extends evening service to support growing commuter demand. Mayor unveils new small business loan program focused on Black-owned startups. Local HBCUs ramp up for homecoming with a focus on safety and culture. Miami. Residents keep eyes on Tropical Storm Imelda, with emergency shelters being prepared. Tourism officials reassure travelers with flexible rebooking policies. Heat and humidity remains high with scattered showers and storm bans. Houston. Fire danger alert remains high with dry, sunny skies and low humidity. Community leaders push awareness of burn bans. Local schools hold Hispanic Heritage Month celebrations. It's a little hot everywhere. Los Angeles. Hollywood production surges back as strikes cool down. Studios announce fall lineups. City Council debates affordable housing expansions. Chicago. Crime rates see the third month of decline. Officials attribute success to community policing. The Bears' nail-biter win sparks fan celebrations. Okay. Milwaukee. Brewer fans are celebrating the playoff push as excitement grips the city. And we all know when the Brewers win in Milwaukee, they usually have some kind of free food or drink. So I'll keep an eye on that one. Local leaders launched a new youth sports initiative to build community pride, and downtown businesses report record weekend sales. Jackson, Mississippi. Residents are demanding faster water system repairs after another outage. Federal funds have been allocated, but progress is slow. Locals say their patience is running out. Washington, D.C. Government braces for a possible shutdown as budget talks stall. Local farmers markets highlight Black-owned farms during the fall season. Tampa. City Council weighs a tourism tax increase as cruise ship traffic rises. Coastal neighborhoods prepare for possible flooding linked to storm surges. Tarpon Springs. Gulf Coast town strengthens flood barriers as Amelia's bans threatens tides. Sponge docks prepare for tourist traffic alongside weather concerns. Residents there are on storm watch because of Amelia's getting closer. Toronto. CN Tower lights up in orange for Truth and Reconciliation Week. Schools host programming to highlight Indigenous voices. Vancouver. Housing activists protest rent hikes, calling for government action. Public Art Festival launches downtown. Kingston. Schools weigh closures if flooding persists. Residents urged to secure homes and stay alert. Oh, there's a big this must be a really big tropical storm coming. Montego Bay. Tourism slows as cruise lines reroute ships. Businesses lean on local customers during weather interruptions. Ocho Rios. Fishermen secure vessels amid strong coastal winds. Community leaders hand out storm prep kits. Negril. Hotels take precautions with incoming travelers, moving some guests inland. The flood-prone areas remain at risk. Well, this tropical storm ain't no joke, huh? Cayman Islands. Government officials issue public safety briefings. Airport adjusts schedules to respond to the storm. Nassau, Bahamas. Cruise tourism is surging, with arrivals exceeding last year's totals. Government is working on balancing tourism growth with environmental protections. Locals hope revenues reach everyday families. Okay, now for our weather. New York. You're going to have a high of 79 with a low of 64. With sunny and it's going to be unreasonably warm. In other words, it's going to be hot for some reason. Atlanta, your high today is going to be 83 with a low of 62. Picture perfect fall weather. Miami, you're going to have a high of 89 with a low of 77. Muggy with storm showers. Houston, you're going to have a high of 92 and a low of 68. It's going to be hot, dry, and with fire warnings because of it being so hot and dry. Los Angeles, your high is going to be 85 with a low of 61. And you're going to have clear coastal breezes. So a good beach day. Chicago, your high is going to be 76 with a low of 58. It's going to be mild and breezy. Milwaukee, cool fall day with the highs around 66. Clear skies, but also it's perfect hoodie weather. Jackson, Mississippi, you're going to be warm and sunny with a high of 84. No rain in sight today. DC, you're going to have a high of 82 with a low of 63. Slightly humid, but calm. Tampa, you're going to have a high of 88 with a low of 74. It's going to be muggy with afternoon storms. Tarpon Springs, you're going to have a high of 86 with a low of 73. with flood warnings. Toronto, you're going to have a high of 72 with a low of 55, and it's going to be a cool and brisk day. Vancouver, you're going to have a high of 68 with a low of 52 with scattered showers. Kingston, you're going to have a high of 90 with a low of 80 and thunderstorms. Montego Bay, you're going to have a high of 89 with a low of 79, and it's going to be rain. You're going to have a rain heavy day. Ocho Rios, you're going to have a high of 88 with a low of 77. Breezy with showers today. Negril, same. You're going to have a high of 88 with a low of 78. Flooding risk with winds. Cayman Islands, you're going to have a high of 87 with a low of 77. It's going to be stormy and unsettling today. And last, we're going to have Nassau. You're going to have a high of 90 with bright sun. Afternoon showers possible with an island cool breeze. All right, let's get on to our sports. All right, sports today. Let's start with the NFL. The Broncos played the Bengals and they won 28-3. The Dolphins over the Jets was 27-21. Our next NFL game will be October 2nd. It's going to be the 49ers versus the Rams on Prime Video. They're going to be playing at SoFi Stadium. WNBA, the next game will be the Fever against the Aces. And in baseball, we have no scores. However, the future games that will be played today will be the Tigers versus the Guardians, the Padres versus the Cubs, the Red Sox versus the Yankees, and the Reds versus the Dodgers. In the Ryder Cup, Europe holds off the U.S. 15-13 at Bethpage Black. Shane Lowry delivered clutch putts, and Rory McIlroy condemned abusive fan behavior after his wife was struck with a beer. Well, I tell you, can't even enjoy a game. Canada, Blue Jays celebrate playoff berth, while in Jamaica, the Jamaica Talawas push forward CPL finals. A track and field athletes prep for upcoming qualifiers. All right, today is Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. So our segment today, I've switched it up a little bit, and I'm going to introduce you to short story. And these short stories are something that I am trying out, ideas that I had, and what I want you to do, I'm having a call to action for the listeners to let me know which story you would like to see featured, and also help me develop the rest of the story, meaning tell me which path the main character should be going in. All right, the first one is called The Letter That Changed Everything. It reads, Tasha sat on the cracked stoop of her grandmother's house watching the sun hit the mailbox like it was gold. She just come from the county after 11 months and 6 days, and today was supposed to be quiet until that envelope showed up with her real name on it, Latasha Monet Greer. Nobody used her full name, not unless it was deep, and the return address was a Silly and Associates LLC, a law firm. And inside, a handwritten note said, your mother left something for you. Come claim it by Friday or it goes into probate. Tasha never knew her mother. She had nothing, no memories of her mother, but secrets and pain. Now she had 3 days to find out what was behind that letter and what was hers to keep. So that's one. And then this one is called City Lights. The sun hadn't even yawned over the city skyline when Jade stepped onto the main street, his sneakers tapping the cracked sidewalk in rhythm with his racing heart. Street lights flickered, casting long, yellow shadows that danced alongside him. In the early morning haze, the city was both silent and alive, like it was nothing holding its breath before the day exploded in color. Jay tucked his battered notebook under his arm. On the streets, words were his currency and hope was his hustle. At the corner, Miss Lee unlocked the bodega, the bell on the door ringing out like an invitation of the day. She nodded to Jay, a silent way of saying, keep going. Further down the block, the city's pulse picked up. The 24-hour laundromat glowed, and inside was Manny, the the poet scribbled lines on his brown paper bag. Jay gave him a fist bump through the glass. One day they'll know our names. Manny mouthed, and Jay smiled. Here, dreams spilled out onto concrete like coffee, sometimes bitter, sometimes sweet. A wailing siren sliced through the calm as the bus hissed to stop. Passengers, nurses, cooks, dreamers filed out, each chasing their own morning dream. Jay watched them and thought, we're all hustling for a little light. And dawn finally stretched its pink fingers across the buildings. Jay found his favorite mural, a spray-painted heart split with lightning bolt. He opened his notebook and wrote, the city is lit by more than street lamps. It's lit by people who refuse to dim. With that, he pressed on, sneakers tapping out his story, reminding us all that no matter how dark the city feels, there's always someone ready to spark the day. So these are two stories that I was starting out writing, and I would like the listeners to help me continue the story. So either you like City Lights, which was the one that I just read, or the other one, The Letter That Changed Everything. So with these short stories, I just wanted to give you a little test of what I'm trying to do. And we can make these into a series, every Tuesday we can keep going with them. So let me know which one you like. And if there's, an ending or a beginning or anything that you would like input, just help me finish these stories out. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to our book club. In our book club, reading the 48 Laws of Power, we are on Law 13, which is when asking for help, appeal to self-interest, never to mercy or gratitude. Let's be real. People care about what's in it for them. This law teaches us that appealing to someone else's emotion or past favors won't move them nearly as much as showing them how it benefits their world. Make your requests a mutual win. Present it like they'd be crazy not to say yes. So think of a time someone only helped you once. They saw what they get out of it. Did it change how you ask for help or ask for help at all? All right, our cause of the day is asthma. What is asthma? Asthma is a chronic lung condition that causes the airways to swell, tighten, and produce excess mucus, making it difficult to breathe. It can be triggered by allergies, cold air, smoke, exercise, or stress. And it doesn't discriminate. Both children and adults get asthma. Symptoms of asthma are wheezing or whistling sounds while you're breathing, tightness in your chest, shortness of breath, and frequent coughing, especially at night or early in the morning. Prevention and maintenance for asthma: use prescribed inhalers, rescue and preventive types. Avoid known triggers like smoke, mold, and pollen. Monitor symptoms with an asthma action plan. And get regular checkups and vaccines. Resources to find out more about asthma. There's the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, AAFA. They can be reached by internet, www.aafa.org. Or you can call them at 1-800-727-8462. School nurses and public health clinics often provide free asthma screenings for youth and underserved communities. Okay. On to our African American history for today. Okay. Oops. All right. Well, I'm sorry. I got two. One would be Bayard Rustin, 1912 to 1987. The brilliant mind behind the March on Washington, Rustin was a strategist, pacifist, and openly gay civil rights icon. He trained Dr. King in nonviolence and stayed behind the scenes to avoid drawing backlash, but his influence ran deep. We also have Gwendolyn Brooks, 1917 to 2000. She was the first African American to win a Pulitzer Prize for poetry. Brooks wrote about the Black enterprise with elegance and raw honesty. Her work celebrated the beauty and struggle of everyday life in the South Side of Chicago. Our African inventors for today: one, Miriam E. Benjamin. She invented the gong and signal chair. In 1888, Miriam E. Benjamin patented the gong and signal chair, which allowed seated customers to summon a waiter by pressing a button. The system rang a bell and it lit a small signal on the chair. The ancestor of modern day service call buttons on airplanes and in hotels. This matters because Benjamin was the only second Black woman to receive a U.S. patent. Her innovation sped up service in restaurants, hotels, and legislative chambers. Congress even adapted versions of her system for the White House, for the House of Representatives. Without her, we might still be waving frantically for help. The second one is James E. West, the inventor of the electric microphone. He co-invented the electret microphone in 1962, which is now inside over 90% of all mics used worldwide, from smartphones and to hearing aids to broadcast studios. It matters because his design made microphones smaller, cheaper, and more durable, powering the audio revolution. West holds over 250 patents and is a lifelong advocate for diversity in STEM, STEM. Every crystal clear TikTok, every podcast you stream owes a rod and a nod to his work. Third, we have Lisa Escoles, the inventress. Modern day inventor and entrepreneur with multiple patents and dozens with successful QVC and HSN products, from hair tools to kitchen gadgets. She's also the founder of Inventing A to Z, a company dedicated to helping other inventors bring products to market. It matters because she's living proof that invention isn't just history, it's happening now. Lisa paved her own lane and opened it up for other women of color, mentoring thousands while building her own product empire. All right, our quote of the day is, "Don't wait for the stars to align. Reach up, grab one, and light your own way." Author of that, unknown. Say it twice, then act like it's already yours. Once again, don't wait to start for the stars to align. Reach up, grab one, and light your own way. All right, our song of the day is by Tidra Moses. This vibey R&B house blend is smooth, confident, and low-key sexy, just like your Tuesday should be. Whether you're cruising through your just like your when you're cruising through your to-do list or making eye contact with yourself in the mirror, this track sets the tone for empowerment, for feminine energy, and chill boss vibes. So it's a soft and unbothered mood. And so add it to your main energy playlist. In music and entertainment news, we have Cardi B announces a surprise EP dropping this Friday, featuring Lotto and Megan Thee Stallion. Cleo Bailey lands a lead role in a new HBO miniseries about 90s hip-hop label drama. So stay tuned for that. Zod is to headline Afropunk 2026 with an immersive stage experience curated by Solange. Our celebrity gossip, speaking of Solange, her sister Beyonce stirs the internet after deleting all her profile pictures. Fans suspect a country album is incoming. Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson officially called it quits. Oh. Her new IG bio is unbothered, moisturized, and booked. And Jonathan Majors, rumored to be in talks with Netflix for the lead in a courtroom thriller, but no official word yet on that. All right, today's celebrity birthdays, we have T-Pain turns 41 today. Jenna Ortega turns 23. She's best known for playing Wednesday on that Netflix series. Fran Drescher, she's been around for a while. She turns 68 today. And Monica turns 45. All right. Oh my goodness, what happened? What happened? Oof, sorry about that. Our tech tip of the day is, what is cloud backup? When everybody say, well, save your stuff to the cloud, what does that mean? It means it's when your files, which can be photos, videos, notes, or contacts, are automatically saved to the internet, aka the cloud, instead of just your phone or your laptop. You need this because if you lose your phone, your stuff is still safe. Upgrade your device, you won't lose a thing. Run your biz from your phone. Automatic cloud backup save your brand from tech nightmares. Tip, use iCloud, Google Drive, or Dropbox, and make sure auto sync is turned on for most of your important apps. Our finance tip of the day is a certificate of deposit, or what they call a CD. A CD is a low-risk savings product that locks your money for a set time and pays higher interest than a savings account. It's great for storing emergency funds or short-term goals like vacations or big purchases. So if I know correctly, CDs can be like for 6 months or a year. I think they even have 5-year CDs. So you say it for instance, you get a $500 CD. It's going to just stay stuck. It's not, you can't touch it or anything for those 6 months, but it's gaining interest. Unlike your savings account, you put $500 in there, you might go in and get it out and go in and get it out, but it's not accruing interest. So CDs are a good, if, you got money and you don't want to touch it at all. Don't want to pay, nothing. You want to keep it. So a CD is a good option. Alrighty, our our lifestyle. Our lifestyle segment today consists of our soul food recipe, which is shrimp and grits with smoked Gouda. That sounds good. Our drink of the day is blackberry mint lemonade. Men's health tip for today is stretch before you stress. Morning movement helps reduce cortisol and improve focus. So, men, before you go to the gym, stretch. Women's health tip today, iron levels matter. So add leafy greens and get checked for anemia regularly. One of our relationships for the day is a shared playlist is a love language. Send them a song that says what your words can't. Hint, hint. All right. For relationship advice for couples for today, if they are always showing up for others but rarely for you, you're not in a relationship. You're in a fan club. Reclaim your time. Friends, stop explaining your growth to people who choose to stay stagnant. Elevate anyway. So you keep going regardless of what they're doing. And family, you don't owe toxic relatives your peace. I'm going to say that for the people way in the back. You don't owe toxic relatives your peace. Love them from a boundary, not a burnout, because family will burn you out. All right, our fun fact of the day is the human nose can detect over 1 trillion different scents. Yes, a trillion. This means your sense of smell is sharper than most animals. And if you're wondering why grandma's house always had that just baked smell, now you know it's stuck in your memory for a reason. Alrighty. On to our horoscope. All right, let's start with Aries. Focused energy pays off. Don't shake shortcuts today. The details matter. Taurus. A minor expense could turn into a major lesson. Watch how you're spending emotionally, not financially. Gemini. Someone's about to resurface from your past. Uh-oh. Decide quickly if you want closure or chaos. Cancer. Vulnerability equals strength today. Let your guard down in one conversation and watch your connection deepen. Leo, you're glowing and everyone sees it, but not everyone deserves access. Say that. Protect your peace. How do you do? TTT. Virgo, organization brings breakthroughs. Go ahead and color code that planner. Your future self will thank you. Libra, a partnership opportunity is coming. Make sure it aligns with your values, not just your goals. Scorpio, your intention is on 10. Don't ignore that gut feeling. It's not paranoia, it's wisdom. Sagittarius, take a leap, even if it's scary. The universe is waiting for you to show up bold. Capricorn, you're grinding, but don't forget joy. Do something today just because it makes you smile. Aquarius, it's time to speak up. Your silence is starting to feel like betrayal, even to yourself. Pisces, protect your emotional bandwidth. No matter no more energy vampires. You're not a recharge station. So you can't build anybody up if you're not. Okay. All right. On tomorrow's show in Women in Business Wednesday, we are interviewing Monique, CEO of Ashe Dispatch. We'll be highlighting her journey, her grind, and how she went from concept to contract in a male-dominated industry. Also coming up will be Law 14 of the book club, new music headlines, and a surprise midweek giveaway. So as for closing, stay lifted, stay real, and celebrate the small wins loud. This is Mell B, and you've just been kickstarted. Emerge, evolve, and elevate. And baby, we'll see you tomorrow. I said what I said, period.